Michigan Park District Board of Directors to order. And before we move on with business, I just want to acknowledge the 24th anniversary of 9/11. A lot of families involved in that are still suffering. Remote participation. We need to approve board member Reynolds participating remotely during the circumstances requiring you to do remotely. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor? Aye. Unanimous.
So we need a motion.
So moved.
Thank you. Second. Aye. Thank you, Chris.
And do we have Bo?
Bo's here.
Can you hear me?
His sound and his video is not on.
Okay, let me know when it is.
Yes, I'm here. I was on mute, but thanks for getting me off.
Welcome, Director Reynolds. I need to ask you a couple questions. Is there anyone over the age of 18 in the room with you?
No,
Okay, are your audio and visual functions working?
I am working on the visual function right now.
Okay. And just FYI for the other board members, what we'll do is, when we have a motion discussion, I'll do it via roll call. I'll also do the votes via roll call. All right. Comments and reports from citizens and organizations?
No.
None? Administrators report.
Before I turn it over to the Parks Division and the Recreation Division for their presentations, I did want to introduce a brief summary of our CSDA Conference Award Ceremony experience. Rachel will be putting up a video presentation that CSDA produced after we were notified that we received the award. I also wanted to share kind of a funny anecdote. It was Wednesday afternoon of the conference, and they do award presentations throughout the length of the conference because they have several categories. So in our particular category, the innovative program or event, there's large district and smaller district. We obviously qualified for the small district award. So the large district award was introduced first, and it was a fire district down in Southern California or Northern. And really a very innovative, really life-saving project that they put together that involved keeping fresh blood on their fire vehicles, their rescue vehicles, so that when they get to a scene where there's been a car accident or something catastrophic, they can administer blood right then. And really is proving to be a very, very life-saving difference in what they do for their residents in their community. So very, very deep, very important, obviously, award for them to win. And I turned to Rachel and Kayla and I said, well, that doesn't put too much pressure on us now, does it? So I thought our presentation was fantastic. Rachel is gonna put it up in just a moment. Do we need lights off to see that, Rachel?
Yeah, we could.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe just the main thing. That's good.
Is that good?
Yeah.
My routine is thrown off with my computer
That's
restart.
okay. Take your time.
Yeah.
About 3-4 minutes.
Just cut those 3-4 minutes off.
That's all.
Add another minute since everything's taking so long today.
Maybe, yeah, let's do the other lights.
Sometimes it just like, it's a second of warm up.
That's great.
All right. Here's a video of me. North Highlands Recreation Park District is a small special district in Sacramento County. We oversee 13 parks and 3 community buildings. We serve all ages and demographics in North Highlands, and we have been trying to make a difference in our parks by beautifying areas that are typically receiving high crime with graffiti. The Paint the Parks program was really to engage our community back into our parks, hoping to activate them, enjoy them, have pride in our community. Our goal was to hit every single park for 1 year, so 12 Paint the Park projects. This mural project really is what started off Paint the Parks. And the reason that we did this mural was because it used to be a 100-foot blank white wall that excessively got gang related graffiti on it. And so the idea was to paint it and put something really beautiful and colorful on there. What's really fun about this mural is that it was completely done by our community in terms of like what the actual design would be. So our staff did an amazing job at surveying the community in multiple pop-up events and getting their feedback on what they want to see on the mural. The hope was that if we just activate these parks with something really beautiful and vibrant and get the community involved, people would be more protective of our parks. There have been no issues of graffiti since we've done this mural project.
So here we are at Streets Park, and it has a really big music theme. The tables and chairs, they have keyboards and musical instruments or music notes. The trash cans have vinyl records, or some people see them as speakers. And then in the back, we have a positive affirmation playground because we have a preschool here. I started volunteering with the Parks and Recreation Department after I saw them advertised on Facebook that they were looking for volunteers to come out and help them paint the parks. And I was like, hey, I love parks, I love painting, and I love volunteering. For them to come out and help with these projects shows that they're passionate about their communities, but also makes it more manageable for everybody. And we can accomplish so much more with more hands. It just takes a couple of volunteers, a couple of strong leaders, and some paintbrushes, and it really gives a whole brand new life to the park. Sponsorships are huge for us. Paint the Parks has been completely covered by sponsorships and donations by local businesses, local organizations like your Rotary Group. This has cost the district nothing. So it's been huge to have that support from our sponsorships and businesses and local organizations to really pull this full circle and help the district obviously financially as well. I think it could be an intimidating project to look at from afar, but really it's not if you break it down per park and you look at your park, you see and identify what needs to be covered, what can you help enhance in your parks. I think you'll find that you'll get a lot of community support, and coming up with the designs are a lot easier than they seem. And you can make them pretty easy for anybody, a child, a 9-year-old, to come and paint our parks.
Great. And I should shout out for our member Harding that she's at just about every Paint the Parks event and has been out there volunteering and painting alongside staff and our other key volunteers. So thank you for that. Carry it away. Thank you. And if the board will just indulge me one more moment, I wanted to give you a verbal update on something that that Kevin and I attended earlier this week. It obviously happened before the board packet went out, but Tuesday morning, Kevin and I met with a gentleman named Adam McCallum. I knew Adam back in several years ago when I worked for the YMCA of Greater Sacramento. He was a pool contractor, and we had a contract with the school district over there to maintain outdoor swimming pools. So Adam is a very accomplished, has grown into a very accomplished pool designer and construction firm. If you've been to the pools at Rush Park or at the pools at Antelope High School, Adam built those. So he was a contact that I remembered, and I reached out to him. I was able to find his phone number, and he was happy to come out. He doesn't do pools anymore. He's now in artificial turf. But he still has a fountain of knowledge about pool design and construction. The idea was we wanted to show him what we have at K Park and get his feedback. Is it feasible to think that we could renovate this facility if we decided to go that direction? So we spent about an hour there. We walked both pools. We showed him the pump room with the sand filters, the booster pump, and the surge pit. I went in with a completely open mind. Like I said, I half expected him to say, Joe, this is no way you can do anything with this. Might as well start over. Or, yeah, there's some bones there you might be able to build upon. So it was the second response we got at the end of our meeting where he said, it's feasible, you could do this. I said, ballpark figure, is this a prevailing wage job, he said, and we said, yeah, we always do prevailing wage. Between $2 and $3 million. So, he did also provide me a contact in his old field that, does pool construction and renovations. So I will be reaching out to that gentleman to see about another walkthrough. But I know the board has been eager to see what the possibilities are for the K Park facility. And now we have a glimmer of hope that if we were able to find funding, we could, in theory, use that facility as a project that we could renovate. So wanted to share that with you. It happened after the board packet went out from Kelly verbally. So I'll turn things over. Is there any questions about that? I'm sorry.
Not on the pool, but did we get? You're gonna talk more on your video, your trick count there? Did we get?
I will be doing a summary of the educational components that we were all involved in at the October meeting. I just haven't had time to dig into it, so.
He was pointed out, you guys got an award for.
Yes, yeah, that was the video that supported our award that particular year, so.
Yeah, you want me to grab it? It's,
No, it's all right.
No, why don't you, that should have done that.
the video is really cool, though.
Video was great. I'm impressed. That video was good for our people.
Oh.
No, they came out there for it.
CSDA has a whole department that they.
Really? Yeah, no, that was, I mean, just the way they put like the paintbrush across it. No, it was good.
So if there are no questions for me, I'll turn things over to Kevin for his parks and facilities report.
All right, good evening, everyone. I assume everybody had an opportunity to take a look at the report for the month. Are there any questions on this month's report?
Is there anything else you wanted to elaborate on?
Not really. I'm super excited that we got our two new vehicles. And that we got them for less than I had budgeted, so that we could still do some extras. I'm also, I put this in the report, but not often do we get feedback from the community on the maintenance side. That's kudos or a pat on the back. And Lynette Fernandez, who I got to meet out over in the Alberta Park community, emailed me several months ago to ask some questions on why things weren't happening. And then I explained the situation. I was new, and now she's starting to see the changes over there. She was super happy. So that's good. When you get the positive feedback, it's always an exciting thing.
Director Reynolds, do you have any questions for Kevin on the parks and facilities?
No, not at this time. No, not at this time.
I'm grateful that you included the kudos comment. I really appreciate that, and I'm glad that you all have used vehicles. Interested to know, what do we do with our old ones? Do we recycle them or donate them?
We still have them. There's a couple of things we've thought about doing. We've thought about trying to sell them on government surplus. I will say the three trucks that we took out of service, in reality, should either be donated to Cars for Kids or sold to, in my opinion, to the wrecking yard. With that being said, we still have not made a decision. We will be relocating them to K Park shortly if we don't sell them within the next few weeks.
Are they in good condition or not really good?
They're pretty beat down.
Okay.
They're not high miles, but they get so much wear and tear. The interiors, one of them literally has an atmosphere. Well, I mean, it's not something that we can safely use.
Well, I definitely support contributing or donating it to, I think you suggested something for kids, Rotary does a thing, there's some way that is beneficial to community or folks.
Sounds good.
Or benefit us.
Any questions? Okay. I was just curious, is any of this vandalism? The exposed conduit,
I mean, maybe
the concrete,
it's
getting busted up?
it's difficult to tell because you don't get somebody in the act, but the concrete that was busted up was a chunk maybe that big. So it could have been from water over time, but it was covering up where the conduit for the CCTV was. So we need to make sure we prepare them.
When you say exposed conduit, it wasn't sealed.
Oh, it's sealed, yes, it's just explosive because it's PVC, somebody could have gone. No further damage to it.
And then the minor damage from programming at the community center?
Just a couple things in the walls and things like that that need to be patched and painted.
Wow, I assume they didn't get their deposit.
It was a hard grant program.
One of ours?
State managed, state housed in the community center.
boy.
Did some wear and tear during the summer. We cleaned it up and do a deep clean after the program ended.
It was not unexpected, it's just it.
And based on what you said, the sprinklers were just pointed in the wrong direction?
Yeah, Plain Haven? That was one you're big enough.
Rachel, you're up.
Right, I don't have anything additional to add, but happy to take any questions. Comments. I'm sorry.
Director Reynolds?
No.
Director Harden?
Yeah. I wanna express gratitude for the youth basketball league. We recently got our picture from the team and individuals. I wanna say shout out to Mr. Kelly. Because they look so cool, like he changed the background and it looks like a real like, it could be a trading card. It's on that level, so I wanted to say thank you for him coming out, again, individual and team pictures. I also want to recognize the volunteer coaches, who really showed up every weekend, and during the week for practices with our young ones. Being positive, really being mentors and just, an added extended positive adult ally in their lives. Really wanna give a shout out to Coach Kiasha for the Blue Ballers. They were undefeated and she really did a wonderful job. This was our first time coaching and volunteering with North Highlands. And it was a great season. It was really, and the refs. We want to shout out the refs. Also the parents and the other fans that came out and really kept the energy light, fun, reminding our kids about sportsmanship and just good conduct and just having a good time. So learning skills while they're doing it, especially the refs, they would pause and really coach the players along the way. So really appreciate that lead. Also want to shout out to Mr. Chris, Georgia, Harmony, Mr. Loyal, Coach, both coaches, Coach Kimar and Coach Loyal, who would get on the court and play with our teams when they were short. So really want to appreciate them for that. And then pickleball is booming. I was able to return. I've been cleared, and I was able to return to some activity. And I went to pickleball last Friday. We were about 10 in that space. Chris was there, and I'm just so proud of the growth. I remember there was a time it was like 4 of us or 3, and now it's like 2 courts, people over there practicing. So it's a really good vibe in there. So I appreciate it and keep up the work on Dragon Skin, decorating the board. Every time we go for any activity there, I make sure I check it out to see what positive activity or information they have on there. And Chair, I was just gonna say these individuals are there and I didn't know if they were here for a comment or for something specific. So if and whenever he comes back to offer an opportunity. But that's it for me.
That is actually one of our new hires. He worked on the maintenance team. His son goes to the after school program over at FC Joyce. So he thought he'd see what local government looks like. So he stopped in. I think it was the hiccups that he took him out to the Civic Committee. So.
Excuse me, Chair. I do have one question for Rachel.
Okay,
Yes, can you tell me more about the role that intern has played with the Celebrate North Highlands project?
Unfortunately, she wasn't able to do much with Celebrate North Highlands. The planning this year has just been much different. Last year there was a lot of subcommittee meetings. This year, I can only speak for my committee and Kayla's committee. There aren't any really meetings happening. So she did some planning for us, but her main focus was putting on the community resource pop-up event. That was her focus. And her internship also ended early August, maybe the first week. So really some of the people here know that the Celebrate North Highlands planning is now So unfortunately, she didn't get to do as much as we wanted, but she got a little exposure.
Okay, thank you.
Well, with me doing my soccer league, I got to see how. Is that after, what was that called, that
Pee Wee soccer?
Pee Wee soccer out in Rock Park, that, the gal that I saw out there did a great job to me, trying to keep all those little corrals. Corral is the word, forgot we're on tape, so.
Yeah.
But, no, that was a good little program, you know? And hopefully, I thought it worked out good, with maybe they'll see us for next year.
Yeah,
To join us.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, he's right.
now, you guys always do a great job on everything that you guys do. So,
Well, I just want to say kudos to Mackenzie. I mean, 10 community resource vendors, 40 bags of stuff. It sounds like the event she did do was spectacular.
Yeah, it was great. Carl is really a phenomenal park to program at. I don't know if it's like the location. It's kind of right in the center of the neighborhood. She did an amazing job. She is graduating from Sac State, I think, December. And she has another job that she primarily does, but she is interested in still working with us for events, at least, and helping us do some planning stuff, especially in December. As you guys all know, December is really crazy for us, so I think she's gonna come back and help us in some capacity there.
Well, I remember when we met her, you know, she said that this was her.
Yeah,
Her, it sounds like she blew it out of the park.
she did phenomenal.
Awesome. Also, I was really happy with the number on movie night. That's fabulous.
Yeah, that was good. Last year we hosted it in June, so it was different, but much better weather-wise and like with the way the sun was setting and things like that, so.
This time or in June last year?
It's much better in August. In
Okay.
June, the sun, goes down later, so.
Yeah.
We had some hiccups last year, so this year was better.
It was fun too. And the sun was down, it was dark enough,
Yeah.
and the screen we could see, and I don't know if that's the norm, but the screen you could see both ways, so we were able to sit
Oh, really?
on the other side and watching it, it didn't even make a difference, you know, how you think it'll give you
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
flop. And so we were watching it from the back.
That was the screen this year, right?
Well,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, because we didn't have last year we had if you guys know Christine Jefferson from Twin River, she's the president of the board there. They had a screen that we got to use last year, but this year they weren't able to attend the event, so our screen is not as big as theirs. So I was wondering if it was not, but that's good to know if it worked okay.
I just lastly wanted to commend you on the work you did on the quarterly report of your programs. Thank you for what you did. I absolutely love it. I think it really puts things in perspective.
Good.
And I appreciate the documentation and the record keeping that you had to do to get all this put together. I was just curious about why it says staff cost on the pickleball.
Yeah, so pickleball is 10 to 12 on Fridays. We always typically have a staff member there during dry hunt season who are doing lesson planning. So, pickleball program, we typically don't make any revenue unless it's someone 55 and younger. So the free program for seniors, it's typically seniors that go, but we sometimes get a couple paper discounts.
Like Crystal.
Yes, they got the Crystal, she's keeping that program afloat. But typically, we have a staff member who is already there doing lesson planning, so we don't have staff costs. But in the summer, because of summer camp, they were always on a field trip around the park during that time, so we had a staff, someone to be in the building, which ended up costing us.
Okay.
But we try to offset it with a staff member that's already there.
Well, thank you again. I am sincerely grateful. And I appreciate the work that you put into it. Anything else for recreation? Any correspondence?
Actually, we do.
So one question.
Yeah.
I just wondered about the Ashley Smith with the tower. Is there a timeline? Are we coinciding the opening or the finishing with something else?
We are, in fact, I reached out to Ashley this afternoon, just before the board meeting, for a most recent update, so I'm hoping to get that well in time for the October meeting. If not, I'll send it between meetings, so give you an idea of where we're at, so.
correspondence.
Yeah, this letter that I provided a copy for you on your areas. Valley-wide Recreation and Park District, I've gotten to know their general manager, Dean Wetter, quite well. He's been in this business for a very long time. He's almost become kind of a mentor to me. I'm 2 years on the job. Dean's been doing it for about 35 years. And I just thought it was a classy thing for he and his board to do, to send this letter congratulating us on the CSDA award.
Oh, yeah.
So I wanted to share it with you. Maybe an idea I might try to borrow from him down the road, but I just felt, we felt very, very honored to get a note from another district. They're down in the Inland Empire, so he's nowhere close to us, but he really follows what we do, and like I said, he's become like a mentor and someone I can reach out to with questions or anything like that. Want to provide that for you to see.
All right, moving on. Do we have any reports from standing
Chair,
chairs?
before we move on, is it possible to say hello?
Oh,
Can I introduce them?
Yes, please.
All right, so the official introduction to our new employees will be next month. But back here in the corner, this is Brad Ritter.
hi, Brad.
Brad comes to us from the arborist world. He is an ISA certified arborist.
Excellent.
So he's an amazing addition to the team. Where did the youngster go?
His mom.
Okay. So and Brad is a North Highlands resident. He can walk here. In fact, he did. He is right behind the school. So keeping it in the community and people who want to work for us to better their community. That's exactly how Brad sold himself. That's the reason why I picked him up.
Welcome.
So if he's ever late for work, he can walk to his house. Get your ass up.
I say in every interview, the one thing I can't do for you is get you work.
Well, yeah, you'll like it.
Welcome, Brad. You get to do this again next month.
Yeah.
Anything you'd like to share?
I don't really know what I should say, except for I was speaking with some of the people around the parks. Me and my son go a lot. And they said we noticed you guys started edging, and what they were saying was there's still like leaf, or not leaves, but grass clumps. And just being there for almost a month, I don't really want to be pushy, but I do think that if we got just a little bit better mulching blades, that would help that. That's something that was brought up to us. And that's kind of a solution to talk to with some guy. So just something like that. That's about it.
Consider that. We talked about that this morning.
Sell those 3 trucks, get that money, and go buy it.
Yeah. Well, thank you for shooting us work, North. And then we want to offer.
Not yet. I'm going to take her out of order. I'm trying to get through.
Yes, ma'am. Go right ahead, Chair.
Okay, are there any reports from standing committees?
Not this month.
All right, moving on to consent calendar. Bo, did you have anything? Hello, Director Reynolds?
No. I'm here. No, I don't, but I would like to make a motion to approve consent calendar.
I'll second.
My only comment is Rachel's referred to by both of her last names. Can we pick one or hyphenate?
That would be her. She's a
What do we
Robertson
look-
and then she'll be a Murray one time.
Because I saw Murray and I didn't recognize it
Where?
until I saw later.
In the middle.
Well, yeah, in the minutes. 1 minute you're Murray and the next minute you're Robertson.
She's the one you like more.
Page 2, second paragraph. Recreation Superintendent Murray.
Better.
We'll be consistent.
I had a tough day at home, she came to work, didn't know who she was.
I'll decide if I want to be that day.
So are there any questions with regard to the billing?
Yeah. Give me a bigger budget for water.
Yeah, almost some kid.
We'll get it when we turn it off, so you can see those bills tumble a lot.
You said turn it off.
We reduce, yeah.
Reduce.
End of October, we generally,
And then, yeah.
We generally turn the irrigation off at the end of October.
Trust me, they need
And it doesn't go back on until like,
Oh.
Okay, so we have a motion and we have a second. We're gonna vote via roll. Director Williams,
yay.
Director Frios,
Yeah.
Director Harding,
Yeah, aye.
Director Reynolds,
Yay.
me too, unanimous.
Thank you.
Consent calendar is approved. Okay, now I would like to take out of order. Under new business, item C, fundraising request for use of the community center.
Okay, so, you guys know the drill. We, are lucky enough to have Maureen here. She can explain more about her event. This is gonna be on November 8th, 11 AM to 4 PM. They're gonna use the community center. If you guys have any questions, she's here to answer them.
Why don't you tell us about your event? Is that Maureen? Is that what she said?
Yes, it's Maureen. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it's Maureen Stevenson Wills. So the event that we're hosting under the foundation is Walk Around Foundation was established for outreach in the community. And so it stemmed from my personal experience. I'm a breast cancer survivor. And holistic health and wellness in terms of food and nutrition and exercise was something that had me sitting here today. So I formed the foundation to reach out to the community. And this year, team, it's not my first time here. I've hosted events here, but I just did it. I didn't do it under the foundation. So this year, team, we're doing hormonal health. For women or men over, but predominantly for women over the age of 42 and beyond. And I'm having a pelvic floor specialist that is going to come in and teach us about of pelvic health and teach us about hormonal health and after a certain age how to live and age vibrantly. So that is what the event is going to be here. Typically, we ask that patient, our clients that's coming in, they will just pay for lunch. And so that is basically what we're hoping to have a group of women who come here and talk about health and wellness and in a workshop setting. Any questions?
What kind of numbers are you hoping for?
Typically the numbers that I usually get at these events run between 50, 45, 50. Sometimes I do yoga workshop, which tends to be like 35. The last one I held here, it was like we had about 55, 60. But that event was teaching women about how to embrace the body that they find themselves with and how to appreciate our bodies after a certain age. And so usually what we do, I do it in a fun setting where the last one we held here was a fashion show and have women appreciate their bodies. That time we were made because most women don't want to wear that piece of clothes. And so we have women to be free and help them to understand and love their body. This time it's in a form of fashion shows, but we're going to talk about, we're going to use 10 hormones, and then we're going to make the woman wear the 10 hormones, and then they're going to act it out like an example, estrogen, what does that do? Cortisol, what does that do? So we're going to educate on hormones and how we can age, we can, vibrantly and how we can do it. So always typically do that in a fashion show. There's going to be like a fashion walk and then the pelvic floor specialist is going to educate us on pelvic floor health.
Yeah. And how are you generating the funds for the fundraising event?
How am I generating the funds?
Yeah, it's a fundraiser, correct?
Usually, no, we ask people, whoever come in the audience, if they want to donate to the foundation, they can donate. But typically, we just ask that they pay for the lunch that we're gonna serve. If I get a caterer outside or if I cater the lunch, they just pay for the lunch and then they have a choice to donate or not if they want to. And sometimes we do the fundraising where we sell like the raffle tickets and I have like a raffle prizes and so they buy the tickets, but yeah. So that's typically what the event is about.
Okay. Director Reynolds, do you have any questions?
No questions, but I really like the mission of your program and I wish you much success in the future.
Thank you.
Director Hardy? I support this request.
No.
You have a second? A motion? Can I get a motion?
I move that we approve the request for use for the community center.
Second.
Okay, vote by roll. Director Reynolds?
Aye.
Hardy?
Aye.
Seal?
Aye.
Rios? Aye, unanimous. Good luck with your event. I hope it goes very well for you.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Maureen.
Thank you.
Chris will be in contact with you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming out.
Thank you guys, have a great rest of your meetings. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right, moving on to unfinished business, NAPCO elections, a special district.
I'll just put out the easy question. Is there anyone interested in running for a special district representation on the Sacramento LAFCO Special District Commissioner?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay,
and you
For
reviewed,
the-
yeah,
For,
go ahead.
I'm sorry, Scott, please go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna ask you, have you reviewed the nomination requirements and what you need to submit or you have until the 15th, which is next week.
Yes.
2 years.
But I'd like to run for the 2-year term, not the 4.
Okay. Okay, well, I can, so we need a signature of the presiding officer of the district board on the record nomination made. Terry, we can put something together from just the minutes we're taking right now.
You don't need the minutes.
Okay. Well, we need some sort of verification. We'll work that out, but yeah, we can take care of it, but we'll have it submitted on Monday. If not tomorrow.
Okay, so does that mean me?
I think if I'm reading this correctly, signature of the presiding officer or of the district's board of directors or the record of nomination made by a majority vote at an official meeting by your district's board. Resolution or minute order can be attached, certified by the board secretary, board clerk, or district manager. So yeah, we'll probably need your signature.
So do we need to do anything right now?
We should probably move in second that we're supporting Bo's nomination for a 2-year term.
Got that?
So moved.
Second.
So this has to be, all the paperwork has to be done by Monday?
Right.
We're nominating Bo to apply for the position. And I have a motion and a second.
Motion.
Zach, is that?
The second.
Bo can vote,
Crystal
right?
Hardy.
Director Reynolds, your vote?
Aye.
Harding?
Aye.
Frios?
Aye.
Williams? Aye. On the no? So moved?
Thank you.
So you got my signature.
Yeah. And Zach, if I could get yours.
Okay. Moving on, item B, ethics policy. Discussion action to approve the final version of the complete ethics policy with approved changes to item 314.
Well, we're well familiar with 3.14. We've talked about that for the last 4 months, and we finally came to resolution and approval of that particular item within the 9-page proposed ethics policy. The purpose of tonight's action is to ratify the entire policy, which I provided to you at least twice in the past, and I've given you a chance to read it again as part of your board packet. So, yeah, that's where we are right now. We're just approving the entire policy. Then we'll slot it into the policy manual in the most appropriate spot and share that with you in October.
All right, opening up discussion, Director Reynolds.
I just want to note, that the motion last month, maybe we made an incorrect motion, but the way the motion was stated, it was to, approve, the policy. But I'm in support of the full policy.
Well, just for clarification, Bo, I had Terry review the feed, the video that we took last month, and then I reviewed it myself. And the motion that member Harding presented was specific to 3.14. So there was no motion to approve the entire ethics policy. It was very, very focused on 3.14.
Thank you, Scott.
Okay.
Director Harding,
No.
Rios,
I appreciate the clarification on the need for this vote. Thank you.
Williams. Can I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
So we have a motion to approve the final version of the complete ethics policy. And a second.
Second.
We have a second. You got that, Terry?
Yes, I got that, Crystal.
Okay, all in favor? Director Reynolds,
Aye.
Harding,
Aye.
Rios,
Aye.
Williams,
Do we get to pop champagne from this?
I'm a no.
4 eyes.
Moving on to Carl Rosario, item C under unfinished business. Board discussion action to approve proposed funding for the project.
I'm gonna turn this one over for the bulk of the report to Kevin, as he presented it to you last month. What we shared last month was we bring you back another rendering with some updates and also a proposed cost for this project. Just as a reminder, this grant is managed by California Parks and Recreation Society in conjunction with Game Time / Playcore. And Playcore supports the grant by providing a 50% discount on a play structure, which in this particular idea we have is the main play structure that would go at Carl Rosario. If I remember correctly, the number was, it's probably about a savings of about $65,000, $68,000 to $65,000. There are other costs for building a new park play structure, from manufacturing the other components to shipping to the construction of the park. But and that information is all within your packet. So Kevin, I'll turn that over to you to answer any questions or share any highlights.
One of the things that Scott and I worked on since we spoke last was how could we could we expand the scope of the park? So I went back to Kelly Oaks over at Game Time or MRC and after what we could do as far as fitness structures went, so that we could put that along the pathway outside of that play area. And she came back to me with some fitness ideas, and I was kind of sticker shocked at first, but then she said, well, why don't we apply for another grant? So we did, and we were awarded a grant for that as far as the main fitness piece goes to. So now we have 2 national demonstration sites potential for that particular park. But that does increase the overall total, but it also will allow us to hopefully reach into some
Park impact is the account we're looking at using for this particular project.
So if we can utilize that, that would be I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have if you've had opportunity to take a look at it. And the amenities that we're going to try and install.
Try.
We are going to install zero,
Of
course.
I didn't see no.
So the total project award amount is 61,183. Correct? Last page.
So 50, I'm so sorry, this one here. Yeah, that's correct.
So between the play area and the fitness area, those are the discounts that we earned, $61,183.
And it's still about $240,000.
Right around there.
So the 240,000 is with the discounts already applied.
Correct.
Let's start with you, Pat. Questions?
No, I've looked at it and like I said, I remember our discussion. Yeah, no, I think. It's not like we don't have the money to do it. That's how we get, we can only paint 12 parks a year, so I figured it's just another added bonus to. It's another beautification to get more people drawn to the park, especially here.
Just for some backstory to the play structure at Carlos was installed in 2012. So it's 13 years old, and that's about the life expectancy of any park. And we're very excited by the triple bay swing shade, which is the concept the board really liked for our project, Freedom Park as well. So and I think maybe another way to look at this is with the ARPA funding that we did use for Plain Haven, we will be using in Freedom Park, close to $600,000. All that money gets reimbursed to us. There's no cost for those two parks for us. So yeah, this is a big ask, but we just feel like it's time to put another inclusive play structure in one of our park systems, in our park system, and this provides that opportunity. It ain't free, but it's the $60,000 taken off the top. It makes it a little more powerful.
So, are you good? Yeah. Director Fields?
Kudos to staff for getting the grant awards. I appreciate that and the work it takes to get those. I understand it is a big ask, but also it's nice to actually be able to invest in the parks themselves and provide some renewal to the community. So I would be in support of this.
Director Reynolds?
Kevin, we talked before about potentially adding a new picnic area or a grill. Have you thought more about that? Have you looked at the area?
Yeah, I looked at it, and it's definitely feasible, though. We can put one out there. That's gonna incur more cost for permitting, things like that. So that's a future project, but we can talk about adding on like phase 2. I'm certainly open to that. There's plenty of space there, especially out towards the opposite end of the basketball court to do that.
Okay, in your report next month, will it be possible for you to give some rough estimates around costs, including the permitting?
Sure, I can try and put something together for that.
And Scott,
Thank you.
sorry, was that it? Well,
Yes, that's it.
where are you saying we're getting these funds from?
In our park impact fee account, our in lieu account, I think is the way it's recognized in your revenue source, revenue summary. We've got close to 3.3 million now.
Yeah.
3.3, and fully aware that a lot of that's going to go to Sierra Creek, but there's still money coming in from the Lakes of Antelope project, and we will get reimbursed through the state. We have 2.3 million left in the Prop 68 grant. So we're going to spend a lot of the park impact fees at Sierra Creek, but we will still have a significant amount left after the Prop 68 grant is utilized. So.
All right, any further discussion? If not, can I please have a motion in a second?
So
I say,
moved.
then make a motion to accept Peter Glass.
I think Bo just made a motion.
Second that.
Okay, we have a motion by Director Reynolds, seconded by Director Williams. All in favor?
Aye.
Rios,
Aye.
Reynolds,
Aye.
unanimous. New business. Recreation quarterly report.
Yeah, this was the first time I've done this quarterly report. So if you guys have any questions or concerns about the report, let me know so I can adjust for the next quarter. And this is for June, July, and August.
Parking lot money there.
I have a question there, may I ask? Where's surplus go?
General fund.
General fund? Yeah. Alright. Cheers.
Rachel, I kind of want to know what you get from this, like how this influences, you know, moving forwards, whether it provided you with anything, you know, helpful that you can apply differently or.
Yeah, I think the thing that was most helpful, and Joanna, you and I have had a lot of conversation about this, but for those of you guys who don't know, I do monthly seasonal analysis with my staff. So it looks actually very similar to this report, but it's just showing us the revenue we bring in. And then my staff, when a program is ordered over, they submit to me like a pre, mid, post analysis. And essentially that tells me everything they've done to make this program successful. There's a checklist I do, and on the back is a breakdown of their costs. So I see the breakdown of the costs. I know if we were in the positive or a negative, but I don't ever look at it this way. Whenever I was looking at this report, I was only seeing the revenue. So it was kind of when I see the individual reports, I'm like, oh cool, we're making money. And then when I see this, I'm like, oh, different feeling. So I liked it in that way. And I think it was helpful in that way to see that. So
Right. Yeah, one of the things, I mean, clearly. The expenditures are roughly 93% of the revenue. And the net is only like 6%.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you can always do better with those numbers. And I trust you'll find them. I'm gonna start with you. Any questions or comments?
Nope.
Feels?
No, I don't know.
Arnie?
I have a question. Is it like a policy that we go through, like an official ref program or system? Is it to be fair, like what is it? Cause our staff could put on a jersey or western. Is there like a thing?
Well, just from experience, and you might have experienced at some of the games. Like in the past, before we started using like an official refing agency, we actually used staff. But the parents can be a little challenging, that's a good word. And what we really like about the refs is they're much more confident, they know how to deal with those situations. They also are great at teaching, especially the younger kids, teaching in the moment. Our basketball program has gone significantly smoother since we have incorporated the refing agency. But they do cost a lot of money. It's actually been a conversation that without, you know, disclosing who they are. It's been a conversation amongst a lot of Parks and Rec agencies because a lot of them use this company and they're quite expensive. But I think they're like one of the I don't know the full details because Chris went to that seminar and learned more about it, but it's definitely something that we could look into, a more affordable refing agency.
They're expensive.
Yeah.
We got it in soccer.
Yeah.
Kevin knows the way that it's not cheap.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if you want somebody that's knowledgeable and, you know,
Yeah.
doesn't have a problem telling their parent to sit down.
Yeah. Which is that has been very helpful for us. Yeah.
Years ago, Coach Ben volunteered to ref basketball. And I think it was over at K Park. He did it 2 seasons and then, because of the parents.
Sure.
I mean, getting yelled at, screamed at, called, cussed out. And it was just him and the other ref, so there's like no higher authority to back them up. And he did it because he liked working with the kids and he loved basketball.
You don't have instant replay?
Hey, and we had to throw a parent out last week at soccer, so that was.
Yeah.
I do it all the time.
Director Reynolds? Questions or comments about the quarterly report?
I appreciate the report. I think it's going to be helpful as we collect more of these, looking back a year from now.
And I already said what I need to as far as getting lots of kudos for this. On the scholarships in your rec report, can you please let us know what scholarship report?
Oh, yeah, I wrote it down
I'm
actually.
backtracking.
Yeah, I do need to start adding them. This, in August, all of them were for senior field trips, which is really cool. Our senior field trips are really taking off. We normally only do them 2 times a year. Cause it was kind of a slow start for us. We added a third one, which is the Jelly Belly Factory. And then some of the scholarships were also for the November senior field trip to Apple Hill. We now have a wait list of 7 seniors, so we're going to take an additional van and have 2, so 14 seniors out of Apple Hill. Yeah, but all of those scholarships that month were from seniors, which is really cool.
Yeah, I stepped in the bingo today. I thought I was old. So I stepped in. I was a high school kid.
Did you walk out with a spring in your step?
Those sport folks are serious about bingo.
Oh, they were.
Don't mess with the parking lot when they're here, yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to item B, memorial pack updates.
It's supposed to be park. My,
Park.
I approved these agendas and I haven't slipped right through the cracks. Again, I'm gonna defer to Kevin to talk about this report.
All right, so several months ago, member of the public had mentioned that, we don't have a disc golf course within the area. And over the last couple of weeks, as I've been working more and more on this project, and working with Kelly Jew, who's one of our engineers, he plays a lot. And we went on his application and realized that there is not a legitimate disc golf course within 25 to 30 minutes of this location. Rio Linda doesn't have one. We don't have one. Foothill Farms doesn't have one. Hamlet doesn't have one.
That was in Roseville.
Roseville's got plenty, but that's still a good drive.
I see it when I go to Thunder right now.
Denial Park has a really nice brand new. So here's the things. We don't have property within our district that we own that is large enough for us to do a nice full scale 18-hole disc golf course. However, we have Memorial Park. Memorial Park's topography, it's very hilly. You cannot play traditional field sports there. Baseball's out, soccer's out, football's out. So it is, of all of our properties, it is the prime location to try and do something like this. So and you can see on there, I have actually 2 courses that we kind of mapped out. With walking that both of these options with Kelly and a couple other staff members, course option 2 is actually the safest one to try and go through because we're not throwing at the playground, right? So with that in consideration, we could do some adjustments to course option 1, but option 2 gives us the most distance. And it is the safest route to go. Now, all of this is in conjunction with potential tree planting. Well, it's not a potential tree planting. We are going to go forward with Sacramento Tree Foundation with the email chain that was started by Crystal, I believe.
It's the third one.
The third tree planting. Well, I got to meet up with a young man named Caden who came out to Memorial Park with me, and we walked it. We identified that we have plenty of opportunity there to plant. Right now it's 20 trees, but we could certainly put more in. But what that would help us with is, we've been discussing over time about reducing consumption of water in parks. And that park there is in desperate need of reduction in consumption of water. It's right now it's dead, it's dying. We're not putting a lot of water down on that because of old infrastructure. But we could bring in the native trees and native plants and go drip system around all of that and then just negate irrigation for the rest of the park. Let nature do it. It really has a lot of opportunity. I don't know when the last time any of y'all have been in Memorial Park, but it is screaming for more people to use it and for change. And I do think that the trees that we select now, I also handed out, there's another packet here that says Memorial Park tree planting that a supplement that I put on this desk. Those are the trees that that Hayden has proposed we put into that park. I did ask for native trees, but their nurseries are all out. So these are the trees that we came back with. Most of them are fast growing trees with low water up. So that's great. And some of them are really, really pretty, especially in the fall. I'm going to need a copy of this through my arborist. So anyway, what we're looking to do is to get this done within the next 6 months or so. I don't feel like an out-of-pocket expense for the district would be that high. I've priced out really nice baskets for a 9-hole course for about $4,500. And then it would be a simple matter of installing some T-pads and what kind of material we use to construct that. Concrete's the safest, but decomposed granite is also an option. The only problem with that is that if you have a weed abatement on those every year, it's going to incur more costs, and it's not, it's subject to erosion and things like that.
I might just add that while we really respect and appreciate the Sacramento Tree Foundation and their expertise, so we defer most of the time to them, and they'll come out and lead the tree planting event. But we plan on doing some outreach, not just to the folks around Memorial Park, but throughout the entire district. That's become our norm to get some feedback on a disc golf course and get some feedback on what they would like to see. So what we're presenting is our vision, but we've got a lot of outreach and a lot of community feedback to gather. But we are just trying to utilize every square foot of park we have within our park system. I think that approach is becoming very evident when we, started at Carl Rosario with the blank wall, and then the mural led us to another thing, and then now we're looking at renovating that park. And it really seems to resonate with the individual neighborhood communities around those parks. And if it resonates with the communities around the parks, it's resonating with all of our district residents. So that's the approach we're taking. Much more to come on this. We just wanted to make you aware of what we're doing now and to prime you to get your gloves and your boots ready, because we love to have boarded attendance at our tree planting events. And the Tree Foundation does a wonderful job leading it, makes it a fun experience, as fun as it can be to dig massive holes and drop 20 or 30 trees into those holes. So we're looking forward to it.
All right, anything else for Kevin?
Thank you.
No.
Yes, sir.
A couple things. I'm excited. I am a disc golf player. There is one that's closer than 25 minutes away. John Mackey's course over there in Del Paso Heights, Center Base. Actually an interesting 9-hole that most people play is like a 27. I encourage you to check it out. They also make good use of dilapidated park equipment, like they use backstops that are falling apart. They basically use those to create obstacles to throw around. They also have a mix of concrete and DG. My experience,
decomposed granite.
Yeah. My experience, it actually holds up quite well. In part because there are quite a few disc golf players around here, including my neighborhood, who set up tees in their yards. They're playing like that. But the foot traffic usually keeps the tees fairly compact, especially because they're going to pivot off their forward foot if they're throwing correctly. But I encourage you to check it out because I think that park serve as like a template for how historically underinvested communities can actually like renovate parks and bring some fun to the outdoors. And so kudos to you all for following up on that. There's so much to call John Berchielli and
He's on.
Yeah, Juan would be happy.
Yeah, so really appreciate it and look forward to more. The only question I really had is actually, have you contacted SMUD? Heidi kept hitting me up about doing tree planting out here. Yeah, and so if you haven't yet, I would call SMUD.
That is,
That's the same group.
that's it.
All right, cool.
I believe that Tree Foundation gets most of their trees through SMUD, through their generosity. And they will bring lots of volunteers out, of course.
The other big point you did mention was the additional benefits or opportunities that may exist between, using it. And Scott said they're pretty up to date, like you guys have utilized a lot of the resources that they offer, so.
Yeah.
The connections there.
Sure.
And Crystal, I just wanted to acknowledge what an incredible asset you are to the district and the board with your networking and the resources you provide and the connections I see your emails go through and I'm in awe of how many connections you make that you recognize might help the district. So thank you for doing all that.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to item D. Board discussion action to designate a labor negotiator.
Well, I guess I'll take the lead on this. I'm not.
Excuse me, Chair.
Pardon?
I don't know if you can hear me, but the audio is wonky.
Testing. Can you hear me? I don't know what to do. There's a mic right here on the desk. Maybe just the my side. Rachel's checking on it, Bill.
Yeah. Oh, now he's gone. Maybe it was him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, he's gone. I mean, I'm on the iPad and at least the video part is holding up.
Well, do we want to wait and see if he tries to get back?
We could take a brief 5-minute reset.
5-minute recess.
Back to break.
Pause.
Yes.
No, not.
Video work. That's actually, I don't know, we lost. It's connected. Yes, we'll fight back, okay. On.
I gotta jump in the closet. So we're taking a recess because we were waiting for you to rejoin, so we'll start in a few minutes.
Yeah, we might have to move it.
Okay.
Meeting of the North Islands Recreation and Park District Board of Directors, the time is 7:45. We are on new business item D. Designation of labor negotiator. Scott, you have the floor.
Okay, a few weeks ago, I met with Joanna. We had our periodic meetings just to touch base and talk about upcoming meetings and such. And I brought up the possibility of an amendment to my contract that would be specific to, I turned 65 last February, so I am now on Medicare. And there's a precedent that when Larry reached this milestone, when he was still with us, the board at the time agreed to grant him $1,000 stipend in lieu of paying on the district's paid health insurance. My request is not that steep, but I proposed to Joanna, a 5% salary increase, which based on my current salary would be $8,000 to offset my Medicare premium costs, because I'm paying those out of pocket. At this time, currently the district, the cost for me to be on the health insurance is $20,000. So a net savings for the district around $12,000. I also mentioned to Joanna in our meeting, and I didn't put it in this report, and my apologies for not putting it in, but this meeting kind of represents my 2 years as the district administrator. I do have a third year in my contract, so that'll be this coming year. And I proposed to Joanna at the time, or I discussed with her, perhaps potential of adding a fourth year on my contract, just so it's not kind of a lame duck situation for me going forward. So the item that you're looking at right now is to designate a negotiator who will address the rest of the board in closed session. Will talk to me, and then hopefully come up with an amendment to my labor contract, and that we would turn that over to district council, and he would create that amendment for action and discussion next month at the October meeting. When I was hired, the negotiation was handled by the members of the Personnel and Policy Committee. Joanna could designate anybody on the board, including herself. So this particular item is to appoint that negotiator. Any question?
Well, since Scott and I have talked about it at length, I'm more than willing to do it.
Do we already have the organization, I guess who the negotiator would be with? Is it through?
No, one of you would be the negotiator.
With them.
The way I kept thinking you were talking like a third party and.
No, one of you will be, one or more of you will be.
You're saying you, because you've already.
Right.
Understood.
Right.
I was not the last one. On this one.
Well, and we figured it might be more expeditious since he and I have already discussed it, and I'm the most well versed. As opposed to turning it over to P&P, but it's board decision to designate the negotiator.
Well, since I spend most of my time doing labor negotiations, I do not want to.
Yeah.
I was just more curious on the tentative agreement process. So like you reach an agreement, it's gonna go back to the board for approval.
Correct. In October.
Alright.
Hopefully in October.
Do we need a motion to nominate?
Do you have a question? And you just mentioned it, is this, will be separate from performance evaluation?
Correct.
This is.
Do you have anything to add? Director Reynolds? Do you have anything to add to the discussion?
I'd say I'm quite neutral. As Scott mentioned, PNP did it before, and I was actually PNP negotiated his contract. But available, and I have no problem with it being the chair.
Can we get a motion in a second then?
So moved. Sorry. I moved to nominate Madam Chair to be the district negotiator.
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? Your vote, Director Reynolds?
Aye.
Hardy?
Aye.
Rios?
Aye.
Williams?
Aye.
Aye. Chairperson's report, just a couple comments, I just did it privately, but I'd like to do it publicly, how much I appreciate the fact that Kevin has extended his superintendent and maintenance job to actually looking for resources to improve our parks. It's been a really long time since we had someone in his position that actually got involved in development and improvement in parks, and it just thrills me. I feel like we've made more progress in the last 2 to 4 years than we have in the last 8 to 10. And largely in part of, his willingness to extend himself. And then also, I just want to say again, can we please get a hold of Twin Rivers? You just mentioned, somebody who's in turf. Let's ask them about putting artificial turf in out there.
I did meet with Brian DiGiulio a couple weeks ago, and I brought that up, and we talked about a real broad agenda of different things. I would love to meet with the Facility Development Committee, because I think I have some ideas I'd like to present to the entire board, but I would like to go through committee first. So that is Member Friels and Member Reynolds, because I think there's some opportunities to expand our acreage with agreements that we've had in years past that we no longer have. And I think it would really benefit us. I'm also reaching out to some folks at Gateway Community Charters and Twin Rivers to see if they are interested in pursuing these type of approaches too.
They are.
So, I was encouraged coming out of the meeting. I just like to share the information with facility development. So the sooner we can set up that meeting.
And are the 4 lights out Twin Rivers problem or ours?
Those are ours, and I think it's a tiny thing, and we'll get it fixed ASAP.
Okay, sprinklers.
For what now?
So Scott,
Yes, Bo.
so Scott, on that way, so I'm looking to have a meeting with Elliot in about 2 weeks. So if you would give me a call at your convenience, and let's talk about, because I've superintendent already, and then Elliot is their buildings. They've already offered the old California Fitness building. We can use that after I think 4 or 4:30. They've got pickleball courts, they've got a whole lot of other things, so there's a lot of opportunities there.
I
So
agree.
please give me a call, and then
I actually have a lunch meeting set up with them.
All right, comments from board members?
Please continue. There's a delay, Scott.
I just was saying,
Please continue.
I reached out to Maury, and I have a meeting set up with them for September 24th.
Okay.
But yeah, I'd love to talk to you about it as well.
I want to shout out to John Bercelli. He's another one of our community members who makes it a point to attend our events, promote the events, share what's happening. He raves about North Highlands Recreation Park District and the staff and the improvements. So I just want to shout out. I think I saw his name written down for senior recognition or something outside there. So I really appreciate that board as well, recognizing our seniors and what they have going on in activities. I want to give a shout out. This is Mr. Scott Graham's 17th year or 17?
17th, the 29th of September.
That's right. Please give it up.
It's gonna be on the 27th, celebrate North Highlands, celebrate Scott.
Hey!
Thank you, Chris.
Yes, thank you.
As long as I've ever been in one place in my professional career, so,
Wow.
and I've loved every minute of it.
Yeah, commitment for sure. We appreciate you choosing North Highlands as your space for the last 17 years, doing your thing, growth and all. And I also want to recognize our other folks. We have Divine, Miss Kayla, Rachel, Terry, Chris, Elijah, and Braden were listed as having a work anniversary this month. And then a birthday is Melanie. So yes. I think, wait, Terry, 2008?
Yeah, hers is coming up.
Next 1996.
Ooh.
29 years.
20, yeah.
Yeah.
It's coming up, right, in a couple days?
Yeah.
Next week or something?
Yes,
It's on the 12th, it's tomorrow.
No, it's 6.
Oh, they got you written down as the 12th.
They have the wrong dates.
Wait, it already passed?
Didn't you put those dates together?
No,
Okay.
Dang. Well, yeah. Thank you, Terry. I really appreciate it. And I think that was it.
that was class.
Oh, the other National Hispanic, Hispanic Heritage Month, National Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. I think the other day was 988 awareness on mental health, especially with our youth, our men. I mean, like just mental health in general and overall. And you know what's the beautiful thing? The Park District is really incorporating wellness. They're like the prevention side of it. So I really hope that y'all see us something. You are essential to really the livelihood, the longevity of our people, our community members. So thank you for that. And then, yeah, I think you already mentioned 9/11. So.
I'll just ditto what Chris is like.
Director Reynolds, anything to add? Bo?
No, it's time. Can you hear me?
I
Yeah.
can now.
Okay.
Okay. Don't we follow this? Recess, closed session.
I don't want to, we don't need a recess, it's just.
No, you can go into closed session. We're all gonna depart. I will not be part of the closed session. I'm happy to stick around in my office if you have any follow-up questions or clarifications you need. And then, when you're done with that, you'll come back in, to just report the closed session is over, and then you can adjourn the meeting.
Okay.
I have to turn that off.
Yeah, can we recess for at least 2 minutes so I can show Scott how to end this when the meeting is over, cause Bo is on.
And
So,
both can participate in the closed session. Via.
Yes, we'll be in recess for 3 minutes. So I don't have any numbers.
7:57.
Do you give me something that's numbers on it? Do I go backwards?
Jerry, do I turn this on?
Versus the 80?
If they're enclosed?
Oh,
They're
okay.
enclosed, turn it on.
Okay. Got it.
Good night, nice to meet you, Brad.
Welcome.
Hey, Brad.
Hey, when you want paid for
Yeah.
Again?
Yeah, soccer, at the end of the season, I want to get paid.
Stop it.
Any